The unemployment rate still stands at 29%, with over 40% of the youth left jobless. The issue is likely to be addressed by the President during the State of the Nation address. To discuss this, I'm joined by Kaya Ramoshayi from the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. Very good morning to you.
Morning, and morning to the viewers at their largest.
What would you like to hear today, coming from the President?
As a representative from the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, most importantly, I would like to hear what will be implemented on the manifesto, the children's manifesto, which we have given to the President last year. That's what's primary.
Give us more details about what you wanted to hear of that manifesto.
Okay. So in terms of that, we were looking at many different issues which the youth or children are facing, such as sanitary toilet towels. We would like for them to be provided freely at clinics and schools. We're looking at traditional practices such as illegal initiation schools being regarded as a crime. We're looking at forced marriages. We're looking at forced virginity inspections and all of that. We'd also like for entrepreneurship to be part of curriculum from very young ages, because the unfortunate truth is that we cannot rely on tertiary institutions to provide jobs for us, because there are people with degrees and more, but they're still sitting at home without jobs.
I mean, what is the feeling amongst the sort of people that you deal with? Do they feel that they've been left behind? I mean, they must be stunned as well, these children, that when it comes to the education and getting rid of toilets and all of that sort of stuff, latrines, it's still there.
The unfortunate truth is that it's very difficult for children to engage on such matters, because you have politicians promising us that they will release more child-friendly documents, but they rarely ever do that. And with current documents which are being published, it's very difficult for children to be able to read them, engage them, and have serious dialogues about them. So they do want to make an input, but they can't. And I would like to believe that the inputs they'll be making would be taken to more serious concern if they were to be heard from their perspective, because it's bad.
And obviously it'll impact on their ability to complete school, which is a big concern, adding to the jobless rate that we are seeing. I mean, 40% of youth don't have any jobs.
Exactly. It's a very high number, and we're also looking at the different things which are happening in schools which push learners out of school, such as corporal punishment. We're looking at quality of education. We cannot have one textbook being shared by 15 learners. We cannot have 2 learners sitting on one chair. We cannot have teachers in early childhood development centers which are not qualified or do not have proper training. You look at areas such as rural areas and outskirts of towns, not many people have access to proper educational services.
You're obviously dealing with some difficult issues when it comes to children and the youth. I mean, do the majority of them feel that there is hope, and where do they see hope in their lives going forward?
The unfortunate truth is that many of us do not see light at the end of the tunnel, because you look at how apathetical they become as they go on. It's heartbreaking. They look at all the corruption which is going on. They look at how the politicians keep getting richer by the day, and they just keep struggling. You look at the hunger which is going on because the social grant services are not enough, and the unemployment and all of that. It just keeps on discouraging them, even if they were to come up with plans to lift themselves up, to empower themselves. But it barely ever comes to see day. The plans which they come up with are barely ever implemented. So we are losing hope in government. We feel that it's abandoning us, and
it's their duty to provide you with hope. Kaya, good to come in and talk to us. Thanks.